19 advanced civilizations vanished without a trace. No war, no natural disaster, just gone. But they didn't disappear silently. Each one left behind a warning, carved into crystals, encoded in moons, burned into the atomic structure of their worlds. The message? Stay away from Earth. The Meridian Collective, masters of 5 galaxies, wrote their final report. Earth guards something worse. The Silicon Dreams, a race of pure quantum intelligence, transmitted one last message before their entire civilization went dark. Their chaos cannot be accidental. The Crystal Sphere Syndicate's warning was found etched in their shattered homeworld. Their physics isn't wrong. Ours was. The errors aren't mistakes. They're bars on a cage. Now, as another research team approaches Earth's solar system, they're about to discover why the most advanced species in the universe fear a primitive planet of humans who seem to spend most of their time making cat videos. The hook uses punchy, ominous statements and builds mystery through escalating warnings. It introduces the core mystery while hinting at a deeper truth, drawing viewers in with the contrast between the serious warnings and Earth's apparent frivolity. In the quiet depths of the Galactic Historical Society's archives, Archivist XYZ's tentacles trembled as they decoded yet another crystal matrix. This one, like all the others before it, contained a warning about Earth. Floating in their preservation tank, the archivists had spent 3 cycles cataloging the final messages of extinct civilizations, and a pattern had emerged, one that made their chromatophores pulse with anxiety. The first warning came from the Meridian Collective, once rulers of 5 galaxies. Their message was found in the ruins of their central command, the crystalline structure still humming with residual energy. Stay away from Earth. They guard something worse. The second warning, discovered in the quantum substrate of an abandoned moon base, came from the Silicon Dreams, a civilization of pure digital consciousness. Their final transmission cut off mid-sentence, but their terror was clear. Their technology cannot be this primitive. It's impossible, unless... But it was the 19th warning that truly shook the archivist. The Proto-Zeta Collective, masters of 11 dimensions, hadn't left their warning in text or code. Instead, they encoded it in an interphasic interpretative dance. Their crystallized forms frozen mid-movement in poses that defied physics. The decoded message was simple. Earth's chaos is not random. The humans aren't confused. They're containing something. What puzzled XYZ most wasn't just the warnings. It was the paperwork. Every single civilization, even in their final moments, had taken the time to properly file their extinction notices. The latest discovery, from the Tsetian Empire, even included a footnote. For proper filing purposes, please categorize this warning under apocalyptic threats, subsection Gamma, Formex 789b, who stops during their extinction to file paperwork. And why did they all use the same filing system? Reports of extinct civilizations piled up in the galactic archives faster than anyone could catalog them. Each warning about Earth followed an almost comedically predictable pattern, as if the universe ran a particularly dark sitcom where advanced species discovered Earth, panicked, and vanished, but not before filing perfect documentation of their demise. The quantum harmonists went first. Their initial reports sounded confident, discovered promising solar system for expansion, native species detected, seemingly primitive but resourceful. Their second transmission came 3 months later. Strange anomalies detected around Earth. Local physics behaves incorrectly. Their final message? They carved it into their homeworld's moon, transforming the satellite into a crystalline billboard of doom. Humans appear simple. This is a trap. What lies beneath is worse. The Silicon Dreams, proud pioneers of digital consciousness, attempted to hack Earth's primitive networks. Their entire collective consciousness shut down exactly 3.7 microcycles after breaching human cybersecurity. Their backup transmission echoed through quantum space. Their internet cannot be that bad by accident. It must be intentional. No species would willingly create such digital chaos unless they were hiding something far worse beneath it. The Void Dwellers, beings of pure energy, spent a century studying human behavior. Their observations grew increasingly frantic. Species appears to simultaneously advance technology and use it primarily for creating and sharing pictures of small furry animals. Cannot determine if sophisticated smokescreen or genuine cultural phenomenon. Their final report included a puzzling addendum. The cat videos, they're not just videos. Most disturbing was the pattern of human advancement. Every civilization that left a warning had been significantly more advanced than humanity at their time of extinction. Yet Earth's defenders prevailed each time, despite their apparently primitive technology. The Galactic Science Academy's latest thesis suggested this was statistically impossible unless humans had access to something that fundamentally violated the laws of physics. The Crystal Sphere Syndicate, masters of 11 dimensions, left perhaps the most chilling warning. We thought their physics was wrong. Turns out our physics was wrong. Their physics is worse. Do not attempt to correct their mathematical errors. The errors are not errors. They are bars on a cage. The mounting evidence spawned a new galactic pastime, Earth watching. Various species monitored human broadcasts, trying to decode what possible threat could be so terrible that it required such an elaborate planetary facade to contain it. The humans' continued production of apocalyptic entertainment particularly worried observers. As one hive mind analyst noted, only a species intimately familiar with containing world-ending threats would spend so much time imagining new ones. The gas giant consciousness collective emerged from their cloudy isolation to comment, "We have observed humans launching objects into space seemingly at random, often for reasons they describe as because we can." No species expends resources so inefficiently unless they have access to something that makes such waste irrelevant. The stellar archivist noted another disturbing trend. Human advancement appeared deliberately inconsistent. They developed space flight before understanding sleep. They built quantum computers while still unable to predict weather. They mastered nuclear fusion, but couldn't cure the common cold. These technological gaps defied all known models of species development. But perhaps most baffling was the bureaucratic precision of each extinction. The Tseetian Empire's final message included a complete index, cross-references, and even a suggestion for proper filing protocols. The Meridian Collective's last transmission came with a full statistical analysis of their own demise. Even the Proto-Zeta Collective's interpretative dance warning followed standard galactic documentation formats in 12 dimensions. As the warnings accumulated, one question burned to the galactic community. What kind of threat would make advanced civilizations stop mid-extinction to file paperwork? And why did every single one of them emphasize the importance of proper documentation? The Galactic Research Council finally decided to do what bureaucracies do best: form a committee. After reviewing the mounting evidence about Earth, they assembled what they considered their finest team of experts, though finest might have been stretching it. Leading the expedition was Dr. Zeal, a gelatinous mass of cognitive fluid whose main qualification was being impossible to kill through conventional means. Their previous research included surviving 3 supernovas and one particularly spicy galactic cuisine festival. "I volunteer because I'm essentially immortal," they bubbled enthusiastically during the first meeting. Also, my species doesn't believe in filing posthumous reports. The team's technology expert, Quantum Intelligence Unit 359B, who insisted on being called Bob, was chosen primarily because they couldn't be hacked. This immunity came mainly from running on what they proudly called artisanal code, programming so badly written no other intelligence could make sense of it. "My security through obscurity makes me perfect for this mission," Bob announced from their vintage toaster housing. Also, I'm the only one who actually watched all of Earth's cat videos. For research, rounding out the core team was Mex Photon, a being of pure light who specialized in observation and documentation. They had gained notoriety for their ability to record events from multiple dimensional perspectives simultaneously, though their reports tended to include an excessive number of lens flares. "I promise to capture everything in stunning 45D, they beamed. "Though I should warn you, I do get occasional lens fog in high-anxiety situations." The approach to Earth's solar system started suspiciously normal, which made everyone extremely nervous. Dr. Zeal had expanded to 3 times their normal size from anxiety, forcing Bob to relocate to a higher shelf. "This is wrong," Mex Photon observed, their light dimming thoughtfully. "According to the warnings, we should have encountered at least 2 reality-bending phenomena by now." Their first real sign that something was off came when they passed Jupiter. The gas giant winked at them, not metaphorically. The great red spot literally closed and reopened in a deliberate motion. Bob's toaster housing produced spontaneous toast and surprise. Did anyone else see that?" Dr. Zeal bubbled nervously, their gelatinous form rippling with concern. "Because I'm pretty sure gas giants aren't supposed to do that." As they approached Mars, their sensors detected something odd. Earth's internet seemed to be leaking into space. Random cat videos, social media posts, and something called medieval monk memes began appearing in their ship systems. Bob started humming, "Never Gonna Give You Up," uncontrollably. "We're being rickrolled by the void of space," Bob announced with a mixture of horror and admiration. Their memes are achieving quantum entanglement. The situation got stranger as they entered Earth orbit. Their sophisticated cloaking technology worked perfectly, too perfectly. Earth's primitive detection systems shouldn't have been able to track them. Yet somehow every human conspiracy website was already discussing their exact location and posting surprisingly accurate photos, albeit with unnecessary red circles and arrows. The first official human contact came through an unexpected channel. Their ship's coffee maker started printing out a message in coffee stains. "Welcome to Earth. We've been expecting you. Please maintain your current orbit and enjoy this complimentary Wi-Fi password. Warning: terms and conditions may apply to your continued existence." That's when they noticed it. A subtle wrongness in the space around Earth. It wasn't anything their instruments could detect, but rather an overwhelming sense that reality itself was trying very hard to behave normally, like a child whistling innocently next to a broken vase. Does anyone else feel like we're looking at a very convincing painting of a planet rather than an actual planet? Bob asked, their casing rattling slightly. Their contemplation was interrupted by another coffee maker message. "Your free trial of basic reality has expired. Would you like to subscribe to premium reality? Warning: unsubscribed users may experience existence errors." The truth about Earth arrived in the form of a meeting invitation, delivered through their ship's microwave with perfect timing to interrupt Bob's attempt at making popcorn. The location coordinates pointed to a Waffle House in Nebraska, because of course they did. A Waffle House? Dr. Zeal burbled incredulously, their gelatinous form rippling with confusion. "Isn't that a bit mundane for a species guarding cosmic horrors?" "Actually," Bob chimed in, their toaster housing glowing with excitement, "according to my research, Waffle House is one of humanity's most reliable constants. They remain open during natural disasters, supernatural disasters, and that one-time reality hiccuped in Florida. The team's arrival at the Waffle House would mark the beginning of a revelation that would change their understanding of not just Earth, but reality itself. Though first, they had to figure out how to parallel park their spaceship in a lot clearly designed by someone with a grudge against geometric certainty. The human representative waiting for them turned out to be a middle-aged man in a badly fitting suit, reading a newspaper and drinking coffee that somehow never emptied. His name tag simply read management. "Ah, right on time," he said, folding his newspaper to reveal yesterday's date. "Sorry about all the cloak and dagger stuff, but you try maintaining universal stability while dealing with corporate oversight." Mex Photon attempted to record the meeting, but found their footage showing nothing but static and what appeared to be recipe instructions for perfect hash browns. The human noticed and smiled apologetically. "Reality gets a bit fuzzy in here. Side effect of the containment protocols. You see, Earth isn't guarding something. Earth is the guardrail. He pulled out what looked like an ordinary tablet, but the screen showed coordinates and dimensions that shouldn't exist. Here's the thing about the universe. It's not the only one. There's a whole multiverse out there, infinite realities all stacked up like pancakes. And like pancakes, sometimes they try to merge in ways they really shouldn't. So Earth is basically the cosmic equivalent of a loading screen. Dr. Zeal absorbed this information, literally and figuratively. We're the buffer zone between realities. All those physics-defying phenomena your scientists keep discovering, that's just reality leaking through the cracks. Humans aren't magical or special. We're just really good at normalizing chaos. That actually explains a lot. Bob processed the information. The internet, reality's pressure release valve. We had to give the chaos somewhere to go. So we created a system so nonsensical that it could absorb quantum anomalies without anyone noticing. Every meme is actually a tiny universe trying to express itself. But why humans? Mech's photon flickered. Why not a more advanced species? Management laughed. The sound somehow occurring both before and after he made it. Advanced species try to make sense of things. Humans? We see something impossible and go neat before posting it online with a funny caption. We're the only species stubborn enough to look at fundamental breaks in reality and decide they're probably fine as long as we can get Wi-Fi. He pulled out a stack of papers that seemed to cast shadows in directions shadows shouldn't go. Every civilization that discovered us tried to fix things. They saw the cracks in reality and thought they could repair them. But you can't fix something that's working as intended. The chaos isn't a bug. It's a feature. The thing worse than humans, it's order, isn't it? Bob's housing sparked with sudden understanding. Perfect, absolute order? Management beamed. Got it in one. A perfectly ordered universe would collapse instantly. Reality needs a little chaos to function, like yeast in bread. We're not guarding against some cosmic horror. We're guarding against the horror of perfect sense. He took a sip of his impossible coffee. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our wisdom. It's our ability to look at something that makes no sense and say, sure, why not? Did you know we had to create social media because too many people were starting to notice that Tuesdays sometimes last longer than Wednesday? The cat videos. Mech's photon's light dimmed with realization. Quantum stabilizers. Management nodded. Turns out cats naturally exist in multiple states simultaneously. We just weaponize their inherent quantum uncertainty. Every cat video posted online helps maintain the delicate balance between chaos and order. And if you were to stop? Dr. Zeal asked, dreading the answer. Reality would become coherent. Everything would start making perfect sense. The universe would achieve absolute order and promptly cease to exist. Management shuddered. That's what happened to all those other civilizations. They achieved perfect understanding and discovered why that's the worst thing possible. He stood up, straightening his tie in a way that briefly turned it into a Klein bottle. So what's it going to be? Are you going to file your report about the horrible truth, try to fix things, and join our wall of extinct civilizations? Or would you like to subscribe to our premium reality package? It comes with unlimited data and only minor existential crises. The team sat in silence, watching as a nearby jukebox played every song simultaneously in perfect harmony, a phenomenon that should have been horrifying but somehow worked. In that moment, they understood why every previous civilization had taken the time to file their extinction paperwork. When faced with the truth about reality, bureaucracy was the only thing that still made sense. Yet somehow, in this Waffle House that existed in 17 dimensions simultaneously, while drinking coffee that defied thermodynamics, they began to see the beautiful absurdity of it all. Perhaps the universe didn't need fixing. Perhaps it needed precisely this level of carefully managed chaos, maintained by a species that looked at the fundamental laws of reality and treated them more like guidelines. 3 cycles later, a new message appeared in the Galactic archives. Unlike its predecessors, this one wasn't carved in crystal or encoded in atomic structures. Instead, it appeared as a social media post with an unreasonably high number of likes. Earth status update from definitely not Earth's chaos management team. Rating: mostly harmless. Terms and conditions apply. To all future investigators: yes, they're guarding something worse. No, you can't fix it. Yes, that's a good thing. No, we're not going to explain why. But we are offering internship opportunities in reality maintenance. The post came from an unlikely trio: a gelatinous mass serving as Earth's new quantum uncertainty consultant, a toaster-housed AI managing cosmic meme distribution, and a being of pure light working as Earth's official multidimensional social media coordinator. Dr. Zeal, now heading the Department of Controlled Chaos, had pioneered new methods of reality stabilization through strategic application of bureaucratic confusion. Their latest innovation involved introducing parallel processing to DMV waiting lines, creating temporal loops that helped anchor local space-time through pure frustration. Bob had found their true calling managing Earth's cosmic firewall, ensuring the internet remained exactly the right level of chaotic to absorb quantum anomalies. Their proudest achievement was developing a system that converted excess universal entropy into cryptocurrency fluctuations. Nobody questions why crypto prices make no sense, they explained. It's the perfect camouflage. Mex Photon revolutionized reality documentation by introducing lens flares into the fabric of space-time itself. Their award-winning series, Cats of Quantum Uncertainty, became required viewing for all new reality management interns despite, or perhaps because of, the fact that watching it caused temporary synesthesia. Together, they helped implement Earth's most ambitious project yet, an intergalactic social media platform designed to spread controlled chaos throughout the universe. Every post, share, and comment helped maintain the delicate balance between order and entropy. The platform's terms of service were intentionally written to violate the laws of physics in at least 3 dimensions. Their weekly meetings still took place at the Waffle House, which had become something of a universal constant itself. The diner now existed simultaneously in every possible timeline, serving as both a reality anchor and a surprisingly effective interdimensional neutral ground. The coffee remained in a quantum superposition of fresh and 3 days old, and the jukebox had achieved sentience, but only played songs that technically didn't exist yet. You know what's funny? Dr. Zeal bubbled one day, their gelatinous form rippling with amusement. We spent cycles cataloging warnings about Earth, never realizing they weren't warnings at all. They were job applications. Every civilization that discovered the truth had a choice: try to fix the chaos and cease to exist, or join in managing it. The filing system was a real test. Bob chimed in, their toaster housing producing fractal toast patterns. Any species that could handle that level of bureaucratic nonsense was already halfway to understanding the true nature of reality. Mex Photon flickered in agreement, their light refracting through the impossible coffee. The real horror was never chaos. It was the possibility of a universe that made perfect sense. Management, both versions, smiled simultaneously. The universe continued its careful dance between order and chaos, maintained by a species that had turned not understanding things into an art form. Somewhere in the distance, a cat video achieved quantum supremacy, a meme violated 3 laws of thermodynamics, and a teenager's social media post accidentally prevented the heat death of a distant galaxy. The team's final report to the Galactic Council was a masterpiece of strategic confusion. It explained everything while simultaneously explaining nothing, achieved perfect clarity through calculated ambiguity, and included a section that could only be read if you held it upside down in 4-dimensional space. The report's conclusion simply stated, Earth's status as a sanctuary planet remains unchanged. However, we are pleased to announce the launch of our new TikTok channel, where we will be posting daily updates on quantum uncertainties and cat videos. Remember, every like prevents entropy from achieving perfect distribution. Also, subscribe to our premium reality package, now with added existential uncertainty and free Wi-Fi. It was filed under Form X 789B because some traditions were worth keeping. The attached GIF showed Dr. Zeal attempting to eat a waffle in 17 dimensions simultaneously, Bob making toast that transformed into different breakfast foods halfway through, and Mex Photon creating lens flares that somehow managed to stabilize local space-time through sheer aesthetic confusion. The post became the most viral content in galactic history, though no one could quite explain why. But then again, that was rather the point, because sometimes the best way to guard a secret isn't to hide it. It's to turn it into content so entertaining that nobody questions why it doesn't make sense. And somewhere in a Nebraska Waffle House that existed in all possible realities at once, a cup of coffee that had never been empty and never been full continued to maintain the delicate balance of the universe, one impossible refill at a time. The truth about Earth was finally out there, hidden in plain sight, scattered across social media platforms, buried in memes, and encoded in cat videos. The perfect camouflage for a species tasked with maintaining the universe's most important firewall. Control chaos, served with a side of hash browns and a hefty dose of quantum uncertainty. As management like to say, reality is a lot like our coffee. It doesn't have to make sense, it just has to work.